My cousins were like, oh, let's watch Saw. I still don't watch Saw just because it's terrifying. I can't take that much blood.
You say you a gangster, that don't impress me none. You say you a gangster, ain't seen a thing you done. I do it all myself, I ain't getting help from no one, Yeah, I'm young, 21.
Hi guys, this is Kanye and welcome back to Through These Brown Eyes. Today it's just me because Coty is back at school, enjoying her time. I'm going to be doing a movie review of The Forest. And it just recently came out on Friday. I was so excited to see it with my best friends because we're all horror movie buffs. We snuck in some food and I had a really good time. So I'm a psychological horror movie person, and also I'm all about like the demons and ghosts thing, so that's cool. But a lot of bloodshed, not about it. And so I was really excited to see The Forest because it seemed that it was more psychological, because there's a twin sister going into the woods to go find her twin who worked in Japan, and a bunch of people saw her walk into the forest, and it's the suicide forest where people go to commit suicide. But she felt in her heart, she's like, no, our twin powers united, and I know that she's not dead. So she decided to go wander off into the woods with a person she didn't know and look for her sister. Now, I'm going to base this movie off of 3 levels. There's going to be scariness level, the plot line, and element of surprise. I'm going to rate it thumbs up for good, middle for okay, and thumbs down for bad. Now first, the scariness level. I like jump screams. I am a fan. I'm like, if there's something that just comes in, scary face, I jump, I grab my friend's hand, kind of scratch her arm. One time I hit my best friend in the mouth and she had braces. Really bad. But it's really fun. So there was a lot of jump screams. But the real scary part was the psychological stuff. Yo, I'm telling you, the river was going this way at the beginning, and then it was going that way, and I was like, no, the river definitely just switched directions on me. And I know I wasn't crazy because the girl saw it too, but apparently I was crazy because the movie was like, hey, you're gonna hallucinate with her in the woods, because the woods make you hallucinate and want to kill yourself. So that was kind of scary anyway. Alright, and so for that scariness level, I give it a thumbs up. It was good. Now, for the plot line, a lot of horror movies don't have plots anymore. They're just kind of like, ooh, I killed this person. Ooh, I was your father, but you never knew that because they never kind of built up the story. So I like the fact that she was looking for her sister and that she kind of met strangers along the way. Spoiler alert, was that like her parents committed suicide when she was a kid, so that kind of influenced her sister in a way. But overall, I definitely say the plot line was a thumbs up. It was pretty decent. It was pretty good. And finally, for the element of surprise. Like I said, I've been watching horror movies for quite some time. In theaters, every time they come out. And at this point, my mind just kind of works where I can figure out what's going to come next. Because I'm just good like that. And spoiler alert, really, this is a really big one. I sat next to my friend and I said, hey, wouldn't it be funny if the girl went in looking for her sister, but she died, but her sister came out alive? What happened? Exactly what I said. The sister went in looking for her. 2 days later, she killed herself. Like, she cut her wrist or whatever. Hallucinating, thinking that her father was like grabbing her wrist, so she killed herself. And her sister made it out alive. And it was awkward because at the end, her sister was like, oh, no, she went to save me. Girl didn't even cry. I was like, okay, watch if I ever come save you again. So it was definitely a surprise for my friends because they weren't expecting it. But since I'm so good at predicting these things, I predicted it. So I'm going to give it a middle thumb. A lot of other people probably wouldn't predict what I had predicted. And so I would say overall the movie was really good. I would definitely recommend people seeing it. Overall, it was definitely a big thumbs up for me. But the downside is I was trying to figure out why I got such low ratings with Rotten Tomatoes and IMDb. Rotten Tomatoes gave it an 11%. IMDb gave it 5.6 out of 10. I was like, why would you ever do that? So I was reading the comments, and it was definitely Americanized, which I would agree with them. There were some aspects of Japanese culture, but it made it seem like those who were speaking Japanese were foreigners, and the American girl, the white American girl, was like the norm, the default. When in fact, with her being in Japan, the Japanese people should have been the norm, not her. So that was kind of irritating. And it would have definitely been nice to see a Japanese woman cast as the main role, considering that this is a forest in Japan, and the girl took advantage of the people who were trying to help her guide through the forest. She took advantage of those who were trying to tell her about the ghosts in the first place. She wouldn't listen. She's like, no, I know everything. I know everything. So that was very irritating, and therefore, I wasn't even connected with the character. So when Homegirl died at the end, I was like, huh. Yeah, made sense to me. Made sense to me. So, thank you for listening, guys. And Through These Brown Eyes will be posting again on Saturday, and Coty will be posting that time. So, thank you for watching. See you later.
Impress me none. You say you a gangster, ain't seen a thing you done. I do it all myself. I ain't getting help from no one, from no one.